Dialga, Zacian, Gothitelle, P2. This is a Trick Room team. We need a Mungus. I need to remember that. Horilla and Blastoise. So in this case, I'm not... We don't need Torn. Right? Dialga has Bestus. How do we handle Dialga? If we go Zacian... I mean, I think if we start Zacian and Mungus, there's really no... super scary lead. Well, we might be stuck into it with the Goth there. If they lead Zacian, we just have to try and handle that. Lando is, again, still a good Dynamax option. We have to do late game Dynamax, and then maybe if Shadow Rider can clean up. We kind of need to... I don't know if we can stop the Trick Room. If they get Trick Room set up, we do have a Mungus. We can start sporing things, kind of hopefully stalling out some turns. But we'll see. Trick Room always scares me. Okay. They are going for P2 and Dialga. So they want to get Trick Room set up. For a fact they do. Dialga could be weakness policy. Do we... I don't think we really have to preserve Zacian for anything. P2 doesn't get taunt, right? I do think I kind of want to sport the Dialga. P2 swaps out to their Zacian, that's fine. Probably not going for the Trick Room route unless if their Zacian is slower. No, they are opting not to because the Amoonguss. So, Dialga could Dynamax Max, Quake into Zacian. We could have Rage Powdered this turn. Honestly, that would have probably been the best play. Get the Sacred Sword off into that. Doing a decent amount. Max Flare. Oh, you don't want to deal with the Amoonguss Power Sash, so Dialga, you're going to sleep. Huh. Amoonguss, I thought they were going to Max Flare Zacian. Oh, well, it's not going to sleep because it's got goggles on. That sucks. Amoonguss, we tried. Okay. So, we're gonna Beyblade that. Do we just let Amoonguss go down? We might if they're not gonna go Trick Room strat. Or we can try and preserve Amoonguss. They max flared. Yeah, let's just swap in a Shadow Rider. I don't think we necessarily need Shadow Rider. And Dialga could be opting to try and knock out the Amoonguss. They might double into the Amoonguss spot. Or Zacian's going to attack that, but... you know what, Zacian? It was a good run, buddy. So our Zacian's speed tie then. We're gonna swap into Lando. This Dialga's done 2 max flares. Shadow Rider will be the fastest thing out here. And I think we will Dynamax Lando. and go for a Max Quake into the Zacian. Would that be the best option here? Either Rilla or Blastoise could swap into that, but there's really no reason to kind of go all in on the Dialga when this is its last turn being Dynamaxed. We'll see. We do still have a Amoonguss in the back. No wonder why the Dialga wanted to, like, was fine facing the Amoonguss. I guess if we would have spored the Zacian spot, that would have been better. But we did get the Astral Barrage off. Does knock out the Zacian. Oh. It's kind of a little unfortunate because now if this Dialga is weakness... Oh no, it's Safety Goggles, so we do know that. So we do knock that out. Wonderful. So it's P2 and whatever else they have. In my mind, I was still thinking it was weakness policy. But we got a special defense boost. Not that that'll really help against P2. P2 is probably gonna... It might be the Eerie Impulse one. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. But we still have 2 turns of Dynamax. Their Dynamax is gone. They have a P2 which hasn't taken any damage. And, Rilla. Okay. So we could max Airstream the Rilla. And Astral Barrage, try and knock out Rilla. I think Rilla is the next threat. If they do protect, P2 could be going for the Trick Room. That's okay though. Because either way, Rilla has priority with the Grassy Glide. And P2, like I said, it's probably going for the Trick Room. We already know we're faster. Oh, foul play. Oh my god. So, I think we max Airstream that. And if you want to foul play, I guess we're going to have to swap into the Amoonguss. We're going to have to hope. Max Airstream should get the knockout on Rilla. Rilla protects, so it's going for that double protect. Does miss it. I thought possibly they would go for Grassy Glide into the Shadow Rider. Just that way that doesn't take any damage, but if P2 decides to go for the foul play, that's okay. It's not going to do too much damage. They're going to go for the Trick Room, so that's cool. We just spore it. Sun's gone. It's okay. Amoonguss is the slowest thing here, so we can spore and Amoonguss is +1 speed actually, so P2 might be. Okay, we're gonna go for the Swords Dance, and we're gonna Spore. Lando is at full health, so we can try and Spore, yeah, Spore and then Swords Dance up. Kind of try and stall out this Trick Room, and then hopefully Shadow Rider can come in and knock out P2. So, they're gonna forfeit. They probably figure, yeah, Amoonguss is gonna be the slowest thing here. It's just gonna be, we're gonna Spore him. So that's how we handle Trick Room. You lead Amoonguss. It's probably the best battle we've had against Trick Room in a long while. I don't care for Amoonguss, but it did its job. Regenerator's kind of cool with it. Lando Dynamax is great. I think we played that. There are a few turns we could have done a bit better to clean up the game, but Honestly, not too bad, not too bad. Alright. Oh, I don't like going against Zacian Ogre. Zacian, Kyogre, Electric Reggie, Lando, Wims, and Incin. They could have, so Whimsicott could have Trick Room, it could have Tailwind. This is probably more Tailwind just because of the speed of the team. Zacian, Electric Reggie, do like Dynamax Lando again. We need the Kyogre to be taken care of. So we could go, what does Electric Reggie have again? Do you just want to lead Zacian? I think we do that. We lead Zacian. Zacian's pretty good because, like, a lot of people have counters to it, but as long as Zacian can, if it either knocks out a Mon or does, like, about 50%, Shadow Rider can come in and kind of get a +1 off the Astral Barrage. So that's always solid. You really don't rely on Zacian as, like, a win counter or win con for pretty much any battle. Wims Lando. So they do have that Intimidate up on our Zacian. Probably going to Tailwind. I just don't know if we want to lose Zacian this soon. We could also just go for an Icy Wind. And Beyblade the Wims. Lower them by 1. Next turn we Tailwind up and Dynamax. Yeah, because I still think that gets a knockout on Wims. Lando does go big. I'm pretty sure it's going to Max Quake into our Zacian, and Zacian will probably go down this turn. Actually, the only thing here is, like, fuck. We probably should have Tailwinded because their Wims will. And then Lando will be faster and attack the Zacian before we even get an attack off. So Wims lives. Yeah, there's their Tailwind. I guess we could have protected with Zacian here. Max Rockfall into the Torn. Oh, no, into the Zacian. So we live that. Not too sure. They would have Max Quaked. Lando's Life Orb. Gonna get the Speed Blade off. Does bring that down to Sash, which is why we did Icy Wind with Torn. Does a good chunk to Lando. The speed drop, so we can Tailwind this turn. I think we'll Tailwind with Torn and then Protect with Zacian. Kind of take up the second Dynamax turn. Since they did Dynamax Lando, means they can't Dynamax that thing. They bring in the Rain. So we're just going to Tailwind. And we're going to Protect here. Because otherwise Kyogre is going to Water Spout. Lando could Max Quake the Zacian. So this is honestly just going to count the fact that I think Torn will go down this turn to the Water Spout. If we would have had Electric Reggie here, that would have been pretty cool to bring in. Torn goes down, and then they Max Quake to Zacian. We're still alive this one turn. Max Airstream. So going back to neutral, since Lando is at -1 from the Icy Wind. And now the ogre is +1. I feel like ogre might be... I feel like if they water spout, then we're kind of fucked. So there's not really a whole lot we can do. Lando in the back. I think we just have to go for that, but I think, yeah, Kyogre's the fastest thing out here because of that damn max airstream. Shadow Rider does survive, so are we faster? We are. And they max their stream again, which means they'll be faster, and this is literally all up to our Lando. But that Kyogre can't water spout. Well, it can, but it's at 50%. Their Lando does go down from the Life Orb, so now it's 2-on-1. Kyogre's obviously the big threat here with Orlando. They could have Incin with Intimidate on us, but we are White Herb. Oh, there's Zacian. Zacian is back to neutral though. If we max Rockfall into the Kyogre, I don't think we're surviving. I don't think we're surviving 2 attacks from either of them. They have Origin Pulse and they miss, that's a possibility. A Water Spout is still going to do quite a bit. And if it has Ice Beam, we're fucked. But a lot of Kyogres do opt to go for Thunder instead of Ice Beam. Yeah, there's the Water Spout. No, it doesn't matter. Water Spout still does fucking so much. And Beyblade, yeah, that... Sorry, Lando. Sorry, Lando. We tried. I don't think bringing Electric Reggie and Dynamax and that would have been better. Should we... I don't know. This seemed kind of like... I don't know how I feel about going against Ogre with this team. But, yeah. I mean... At least today we did beat Trick Room, which I'm super hype about that. This one, we probably maybe should have changed up our leads just a little bit. If we would have Tailwinded the first turn and then possibly gone for like an Icy Wind. That could have been something that would have been good because Zacian would have gone first, and it's, yeah, I think that's kind of, we should have just Tailwinded the same turn. But those are going to be our battles for today. Friday, hopefully we'll get about 3 battles in with this team. But yeah, that's going to be it. See y'all on Friday with some more battles.